Now we see Jesus going to a wedding in Cana, and I love this because it shows just how down-to-earth and human Jesus is. He's not withdrawn from the world, living in a monastery, detached from society, but he's part of it. He's communicating with human beings. He's living in society. He will come to a social gathering like a wedding and participate as a guest. Now, Jesus had not officially begun his public ministry yet, and so when his mother comes to him and says, they have no wine, his response is, it's not yet my time. This doesn't really concern us. And yet, his mother says to the servants, whatever he says to you, do it. Now, because she's his mother, she knows what he's capable of doing. Obviously, the fact that she appeals to her son shows that she's seen him do miracles before. Otherwise, she wouldn't go to him and appeal to him to do something because they've run out of wine. She's not asking her son to go buy more wine. She's asking him to do something miraculous. And her words to the servants, whatever he says to you, do it. This becomes really a sermonette, if you will, but a powerful one. Whatever he says to us, do it. Notice she makes that statement also to servants. One of the Apostle Paul's favorite statements about himself and describing himself and in introducing himself was, Paul, a servant of Jesus Christ. We need to see ourselves first as servants before we graduate into friends with Jesus. Now, Jesus does this miracle, but he does it incognito. He does it without any kind of flamboyant drawing attention to himself. And this is really characteristic of the Son of God. Many times we see him healing people and saying, don't tell anybody about it. This miracle of turning water into wine becomes Jesus' very first sign. And John records 7 of these signs. John is not telling us exhaustively of all the miracles Jesus performed, but he has selectively chosen 7 miracles, which he calls signs, to point to the fact that Jesus is the Son of God. And it's interesting because a sign, when we think about what a sign is something to be understood, it's something to be interpreted, it's something that points to something else. And when we think about the fact that this is the first of Jesus' signs, and yet the majority of the people at that wedding did not know that anything supernatural had taken place. To the majority of the guests, there was no sign. In other words, Jesus was first revealed to servants. There's a deeper meaning to be understood here. If you really want to have Jesus Christ revealed to you, become his disciple, become his servant.